I'm just setting off to do a bit of a distance check here. So just going up the track on my bike, just to kind of yeah, do some final little bit of making sure I go the right distance, let's put it that way. So yeah, I'm on this little bit of a trek. I'm going to do some training whilst I'm out and about as well. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I just wanted to, this is probably the roughest section of ground that I've got to crawl on, but it's probably one of my favourites if I'm being honest. For some reason the bigger stones, although in minor impacts, make kind of like a small pain. I don't know, it's quite a nice release having something not small and short little. So now on the actual day I would be just around about halfway, just past halfway, going up, sorry, this will be quarter of the way, not halfway, wishful thinking. It's pretty decent place to be halfway. So if nothing else, at least the, well, I don't know, I'm going to say at least the views will be good. I'll be staring at a gravel floor, like the views are going to be good down there. No, I'll be looking up quite often and, you know, keeping me going throughout it. So yeah, this will be a nice place, probably just coming up to have a little, probably one of the longer breaks. So bearing in mind, as I go, I'll be kind of going, what I'll be saying, knees down. So knees down, kind of having a stop, shaking the hands off, rubbing them. You know, at that point, there'll be probably a few points where I just stand up as well, just to open my hips back out so I can keep going. You know, sensible things. But there'll be probably 2 points I'm aiming where I'll have longer stops, so enough to kind of put in some fluids, get some hydration. You know, I'm going to be out there for what I'm reckoning is around about 6 hours. It hopefully might be shorter, could possibly be longer, just in terms of I'll be getting weaker and weaker and things will get so more and more sore. But yeah, I'm going to take a bit of a longer rest, probably just around about a little bit further up than here. So as you can see, sheep knocking around at the moment, but there's a few little nice areas to just stop and have a bit of a break. They might have gathered the sheep in by then, I've been told, which means there might be a lot of sheep poo on the track, which could be fun, but we'll see. Hey ho, right, just got back to the bridge, so that nice area. Still searching for around about 3 kilometers. So when I initially announced this, I stupidly announced 10 kilometers, presuming that where I was going was 10 kilometers. It's not quite, it's 8. So I'm having to mess around with the distances a bit. Excuse me whilst I have to just try hard. Hey ho, there we go. So yes, bridge, so I'm trying to find 3 kilometers. So yeah, I'm starting off with 5 laps of the playing field, which is going to be monotonously not what I want to do, but it fills and gets the kilometre done right at the start. From there, I'm just kind of working out the route back to kind of fill the other 2 kilometres. So yeah, playing around with a few ideas. Option 1 is to do a slight reroute back, so I'll be going around, if you know Dunsop Bridge, I'll be going around the Crescent. So taking that route and adding a few little bits of distance on there. So it does mean I have to crawl up another bit of a hill, but it's not as big as the other one. It does mean I have to another downhill, but again it's only very shallow downhill. I've got to go down, so that should be fine. And yes, let's hope that these distances work out. So I've just worked out the distances and they pretty much work out. There's around about 400 meters I think I've got to fulfill somewhere, but I've worked out that if I do 1 extra lap of the field at the start and then just go a little bit further at the end when I get to the top, then it should work out right, and everything should be fine in that sense. The final little change I've made is that on the field, I'm going to start off in trainers. The reason being that if I set off in bare feet on the field, my feet are going to get saturated because there's parts of it that are wet through, and they are just going to then shred on the ground. So I'm going to start off in trainers, do the first kilometre and a bit in trainers, then once I'm onto the hard surface, I'm going to take those off and do the rest barefoot, or as far as I can barefoot. If things go drastically wrong, I will have to put trainers on. Hands wise, I'm thinking I can just dry those, so that's fine. So yeah, that's just the final change. To make it as barefoot as possible, I will be wearing my Vivo barefoots whilst I'm on the field, so I'm still kind of functionally barefoot without being fully barefoot. So that's my cover of that. So yeah, if you are watching this before the event, hopefully I'm going to be on Radio Lancs tomorrow, so that'll be Thursday, but if it's already been Thursday, no good. And I'm going to post a little bit of a logistics of the day onto the local kind of pages, so the Active Oddity page and all that stuff, just so that people know how the day is going to run, and where you can find me. And if you want to watch me, then feel free to turn up and watch me.